Member for Kelowna Mission.
People are not safe. British Columbians are exhausted. And they're exhausted by this Premier's extreme policies. Despite the record level of drug-related deaths and crime, this Premier refuses to back down on decriminalizing hard drugs like meth, heroin, and fentanyl. But perhaps he refuses to back down because deep down, he actually wants to go further to full legalization. He told the media, and I quote, "If you want to take your welfare check and spend the whole thing on crack, that's your right," end quote. How can British Columbians trust a Premier who, despite the devastating consequences we see every day, refuses to back down and continues to push for the full legalization of hard drugs?
Hear, hear.
Premier.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I've been clear, I'll say it again. We're going to do everything we can to ensure people are able to access treatment, they're able to stay alive, to be able to access treatment.
Members.
And to make sure that our communities are safe. We're going to continue to do that work. And to the members on the other side, just to refresh their memories, the Leader of the Opposition, September 23rd, 2023, today in BC podcast, quote, "Some of the chiefs of police were supportive of decriminalization. What they were supportive of is not charging people for small amounts of drugs, and I agree with that." The member for Surrey South, February 27th, 2023, quote, "The minister talked about decriminalization, and it has been made clear that all parties had supported decriminalization," unquote. Member for Surrey South again, March 3rd, 2023, quote,
Members. Members will come to order, please. Member for Surrey South.
Member for Surrey South, March 3rd, 2023, CBC, quote, "I don't want to come across as not in favour because through the Select Standing Committee on Health, we have supported. The NDP will try to tell you that we are backtracking on decrim, which is not the case. We're not backtracking on decrim. We're not backtracking on the need for harm reduction. Does it mean that our party doesn't support decrim or harm reduction? Absolutely not. We do. With our whole hearts, we want to save people."
Member for Kelowna Mission has supplemental. Member for Kelowna Mission has the floor. Members.
If the Premier is so convinced that we support decriminalization over here on this side, I would welcome a vote in which we could all stand actively.
Let's vote. Let's vote.
And what I didn't hear from the Premier's response just now was actually that he wasn't marching us full headstrong into legalization of all hard drugs. Despite the escalating chaos, the government's public health officer aims to expand and fully legalize hard drugs like meth, crack cocaine, fentanyl, akin to the cannabis legalization. The government conceded it commissioned Dr. Calkins to evaluate expanding this disastrous drug policy, but continues to withhold the secret report, even hiding behind a non-disclosure agreement. Surprise, surprise. British Columbians are demanding that this government adopt BC United's policy to end the Premier's reckless and failed decriminalization experiment. Yet behind closed doors, the NDP is doubling down to legalize and profit from meth, cocaine, and fentanyl. Will the Premier release Dr. Culkin's secret report today and assure British Columbians that not another cent of taxpayer money will be wasted on expanding their failed experiment to decriminalize dangerous hard drugs?
Members, the question has already been asked. Please wait for your turns. Premier.
Thanks. The member knows what she's saying is not true. She knows that. Because I can read the quotes. And the member is sitting literally beside her. quote,
Member,
does it
there's
mean that
no
our
need
party
for
doesn't-
interjections,
Oh, sorry,
please.
Speaker.
Member for Surrey South. Second time I'm warning the member for Surrey South. Please. Premier has the floor.
Does it mean that our party doesn't support decrim or harm reduction? Absolutely not. We do, with our whole hearts. We want to save people. Oh, it's the Leader of the Opposition indicates, oh, that's just one member. How about the Leader of the Opposition? The Leader of the Opposition. Oh,
Members,
thank you. The members are...
members, members. Calm down. Please, let's wait for the answer. If answer is not acceptable, sure, you can ask next question. But no members, no arguments, members. Member for Camus North Thompson, no arguments, please. Premier.
I just don't know exactly which quote of the leader is accurate. March 13th in Chinese social media quote, I have never supported decriminalization. September 23rd, 2023, today on BC podcast, some of the chiefs of police were supportive of decriminalization. What they were supportive of is not charging people for small amounts of drugs, and I agree with that. It's hard to understand the BCUP policy because it changes week to week to week. If the member wants to be quoted accurately, I'm happy to do that, Honourable Speaker.